Hi, this is Brandy from iShoot, and this tutorial is about crop ratios. I've often had friends and family say I've taken a picture and when I print it the head is cropped out or part of the head is gone. Or I've often had other, I guess, photographers who are starting out ask me how do they get around not losing parts of their pictures because I guess when they try to print at different sizes, maybe hands or feet or whatever are being cropped out. So I thought I'd do a quick little tutorial to explain a bit about crop ratios. So most, or I don't know, maybe not the newer ones, but a lot of the point and shoot cameras that I've had over the years have a 4:3 or 3:4 crop ratio. So with this ratio, it's a little bit more square than a 4:6, which is the usual size that we'd be printing our snapshots in. So for example, this picture was taken with my point and shoot camera. It's just a quick snapshot. And you can see that when I took this, I left a little extra space up here because I know that this is going to need to be cropped a bit in order to be printed 4:6 to go in my album. So I'll just show you. This is the 4:3 ratio that it started at, like straight out of camera. And then say I was going to crop this to 4:6 to print. You can see how with the ratio of the length and the width, there's going to be space cut off of the picture. So when I take my pictures with these, with the point and shoot camera that I have, or any camera that has, I know that has a 4:3 crop ratio, I'll always make sure I leave extra space so that I can crop it later without losing any important parts of the picture. So then I'd print this as a 4:6 and that would still be a fine picture. Now, if I had taken a picture tighter, well, this is one that my hubby took of me and my little boy. So, like, say was the composition as a 4:3, say, then if I wanted to print this 4:6, I'm going to be losing, and I don't really want to crop his hands off because I don't like to do that unless I have to. And if I came down this way, I'm cropping too much of my head off, more than I would like. I mean, you can try to kind of balance it this way. But in the end, really, I wouldn't like this. So what I would have done if I was taking this picture, for example, I would have zoomed out a little bit so that I had a little extra space that I could crop out later if I knew I was going to print this at a 4:6. Let's crop it. Okay, so that's kind of what I would suggest for people who are just like snapshots and they're wondering how I don't want to lose the head, so just don't zoom in too tightly when you take your pictures. Leave a little bit of space there to be cropped. Now I guess if you just leave the cropping to wherever you print, I'm not sure if they just crop it right in the middle so the same part on top and bottom would be lost, like the same amount, or if they kind of use their judgment to crop for you. I always pre-crop my pictures so that I know what'll be printed, but again, I'm not really sure how. Maybe it would depend on where you print your pictures. If you don't pre-crop them, how much, or not how much, but what parts of the picture will be cropped. Okay, so in Studio, when I take pictures, my D300 has a 4:6 crop ratio, so it's a like say more rectangle than the 4:3. So what I would do in Studio is I always shoot a little bit loosely. So when I would take this picture, for example, I would compose it like this, so that if I was going to print this, say, as a 5:7, if someone needed it, as a 5:7, I still have lots of room here that I can crop without losing any important parts of the picture. Or if I was going to print it at an 8:10, which is like more square than a 5:7, right? I still have plenty of space there to crop that and print that okay. And it is already a 4:6. And I mean, there's other sizes, of course, you can print 10:13 and so on. But anyway, you can see that by leaving this extra space, it's allowing me to print at whatever size the client orders without losing any important parts of the picture. Now, if I had taken the same picture like this in camera, then now if I wanted to print an 8:10 of this picture, I'm running into the issue of cropping the feet. Obviously you're not going to crop the head, so you would crop the feet, and that wouldn't be how I would want to do that. Now, because it's on a white background, you could always just add extra white space and bring it out and whatever. So that's, not a big deal. But some backgrounds might be more difficult to do that with. And so I wouldn't tend to shoot, oops, don't crop. I wouldn't tend to shoot this tightly in Studio because it's going to cause me some grief when I when I'm prepping orders to print, depending on what size clients have ordered. So I hope that helps a little bit. Basically, shoot a little bit looser, and you'll have a little more flexibility for cropping at various sizes for print, and for 4x6s for your snapshots. Again, it's just going to allow you to not lose important parts of the picture. So thank you for listening.